Hello, my dears. How are you? This is Resilient Lives, touching base with you today. So much is going on, and we are continuously being bombarded by horrific deaths and rising numbers and frustrations. How are you handling all of this? Well, we're seeking to thrive. That's what we're doing. And so I just want to beam out a little energy, ask you to press the pause button and take a break. That's what I'm doing, taking a break to beam a little love and energy to you. You know, people are starting to re-enter the workforce gradually, but a lot of them are starting to open up their buildings. And so as I was redoing my desk and trying to bring some order into this work area, I stumbled on an old memo to self. And it was a goal that I had hoped to achieve for myself. And I thought, wow, this is interesting, because the goal, which was a few years back, was something that I had wanted to spend time on investing in myself. Has this ever happened to you? Have you maybe reread something that you wrote in a diary of what your plans would be, how you wanted to further your life, what your dreams would be? Well, that happens. And today, as I looked at it, it's like the problems, the issues that I was looking at dealing with actually are still here. The reasons or the frustrations are still here. They're just clothed differently. You know, what was it? Was it finances? Was it a dream? What was it? Sickness? Whatever it was, obviously I didn't get to the root of it, because it's still here, and it's just clothed differently. By clothed differently, I mean it's another year. It looks different on the surface, but the root of it is still here. And now we have these pandemics. These pandemics are here. They're not going away. I think Dr. Fauci said it could be next year before we return to some type of normalcy. And of course, we are realizing that the systemic issue of racism has always been here and will continue to be here. It is affecting every area of our lives. And so my question is, how do we go for that dream? How do we thrive? Because we said we were thriving and flourishing. All that meant was we were trying to reach that goal that we would feel we were successful, living successfully, intentionally living. How can we do that with these two pandemics? Do we stop the clock? Does the clock stop, or how do we do that? Well, there will always be something happening in life. Should you defer your dreams? I say no, because these things will continue. But what we might want to consider is the dreams and the actions and all of the things that we are hoping that will happen tomorrow means that we are going to have to start the actions to make those things happen today. I read a book that said someday is not a day in the week. You know, we say, well, I'll get to it someday. Well, you know, there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but there is no someday. So someday means it's out there. So how do we get to the dreams of tomorrow? Well, are we stuck? Well, what is that stuckness? We've talked about the stuckness before. And what do we do? What do we do? What would you like to do? Darlings, I know that you have a dream, and I know that you're getting frustrated, and I know that you're getting stuck. And we want to come together and help each other to get past this point of stuckness. Baby steps, little steps, but we got to keep on moving, because the issues that we are dealing with are going to be around for a long time. And if today and tomorrow sit right next to each other, then we have to start today to do the actions that we need tomorrow. And so I would implore you to press the pause button and have some time to think about what it is that's troubling your heart, where you're stuck, what is the risk, what's the fear, what is stopping you, and get to the root of it. You know, we've always heard that insanity, Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing every day and expecting different results. Well, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. My husband is a Temptations fan, and I think there's a song that says, the way you do the things you do. Well, sometimes we have to look at the way we do the things that we do. We have to look at the things that cause us to be stuck. We have to look at the power of habit, because then the habits that we do are usually made up or caused by triggers. So does fear make you step down? Does feeling that you can't do it, low self-esteem, whatever, does that make you step down? Let's look at what's making us get stuck. Because there is a cue, a trigger, and a reward for that action. So what is it that's keeping you? What's rewarding you? Or what's soothing you? Or what is it that is paralyzing you right now and stopping you? Because we've got to live. We've got to live through all of this. This 2020 has been a trip. It started off crazy before the pandemic, and it is continuing. And it looks like the phase 3 doesn't look like it's too successful in some areas, because the risk, the disease level seems to be rising. So we want to remember to maintain our protocol. We want to remember to do those things that are going to keep us safe, but we want to look at intentionally, how are we going to live our lives? How then shall we live, right? Is what I'm talking about. So think about it, pause, think about the plans that you have for your life. Think about the whole reason that you want to thrive. Think about that position, that offer. Know that the power of crises frequently brings out an alternative way of getting to what you want to get. Understand that habits are formed and they can be revived. We talked about accommodate and adapt, but just know that we are going to thrive. And if we look at today and tomorrow, and if they're sitting right next to each other, that means that what I want to happen tomorrow, I really need to be thinking about it right now, right now. And so be blessed, be safe. I'm beaming love and support to you, beaming a virtual hug. We're still in this. We don't know how it's going to end, but we know that we have to live. We know we have to have hope. We got to keep on doing what is necessary to leave your legacy in the world, to use those gifts that you had. And so until tomorrow, remember, thrive. Bye-bye.